Could be. Doesn't...
It doesn't seem like the best way to go, that's for
No.
sure. Definitely seems weaker than
Yeah.
adventure romance, for example.
Yeah. I feel like adventure romance would be
Yeah.
more prime way to go.
Let's see.
Like Romancing the Stone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just, you're either Edgar Allan Poe or Romancing the Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's it. That's
You
all
can, of course, go pure mystery or pure horror. That's either one of those is fine, I think.
Yeah.
Even any of them purely is pretty okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the romance scores enough to see if doubling
Again, we
really pulls its weight.
we don't do
by
that
itself.
often.
Yeah.
Marty's the one who's used it the most.
Yeah.
I tried
Usually,
it once and it did me no good. But
usually I go occult adventure just so that I can get some ink remover and shit. It's just it just seemed like it was never available on the board when I was looking for it.
Yeah, I bought a lot. Anyway.
So, yeah.
estuary.
What was it, 15 now?
13.
Damn.
You keep trying to creep it up.
Yeah,
No.
try it.
You trying. You want to get into them monsters, and they just ain't happening.
No.
So this one is Season 1, Episode 13.
Season 1 is the monster.
Kind of. This one's called Payback. Oof. So, for as much as this episode ended up packing in some scenes later, this cold open takes a while.
Oh right, yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes. And it's basically just a girl in a yellow bikini just doing girl in a yellow bikini things. She swims. She walks slowly. Nothing really happens until the very end when she's like using like a shower to like shower off after swimming.
Mm-hmm.
And then just mysterious guy just shoots her in the last like 10 seconds of the scene. So they had to dedicate 2 whole minutes of that. And no dialogue at all happens because there's no other characters. Well, I guess there's 2 characters that the yellow bikini is really struggling to contain. But other than that, yeah.
Kit smart.
Yeah. I got it.
Okay, we wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all that happens there.
Well, I mean, if they had to pay her scale if she actually had lines, so.
Yeah.
I mean, those would weigh in on the scale.
Yes, because melons. Got it.
Yep. Pay by the pound. And so then after the opening credits, we get 3 guys who I have referred to in my notes as the Golden Gang because they look like what you would cast as gangsters in the Golden Girls.
No, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
They straight up look like they run a retirement home in South Miami. It's pretty ridiculous how silly these guys look as the toughs.
Well, not
main-
exactly the toughs, to be fair.
Well, I mean, there's the main guy isn't really, but then his like dragon
Right.
dude looks like he's 65.
No, he looks about the same age, and he's supposed to be the tough guy.
Yeah, and then there's the weird Weasley guy. There's 3 guys.
Watch out, he's all hopped up on Geritol.
The lead guy is playing golf.
Yeah, he's doing the
Indoors, in like a hotel room.
yeah, he's doing the glass on the side putting
Oh.
practice.
Right.
And they're talking about that his couriers are getting killed, which is what
the previous scene was.
Yeah.
Was apparently the chick in the yellow bikini was
Yeah.
a courier
Yeah.
and getting offed
Yeah.
by a rival.
Yeah.
Got it.
And they're discussing whether they want to do business with this guy. So he basically this mysterious, I can't even remember if they name him in this part, or I know they name him later, but I forgot it.
I don't remember.
I just call him the Ge-Mook.
Sure, Ge-Mook.
Yeah, this Ge-Mook guy
Is
is
that for a geriatric move?
It is now, Marty.
I use Ge-Mook-itol. he wants some payment, and he only wants to take it from his ex-girlfriend, who is out of the business now.
Yeah. He used to work. The guy who's been killing off the crews used to be this chick's ex-boyfriend, I guess, and but she's not working for the other guy, Mr. Playing Golf anymore.
Yeah. She's not part of the Golden Gang.
She's no longer part of the Golden Gang. Yeah, that's her deal. She's out of the game.
She's like, thank you for being a friend, but I'm out.
Nice. So yeah, she doesn't. So they already know she doesn't want any part of this, but they don't even give a damn. They say, we're going to force her to be part of it.
Yeah.
Basically, they don't say that, but that is the implication of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Is that
No, thank you for being a friend.
See, you travel down the road, now you're back again. Now I just want to supercut the Golden Girls theme song with Godfather 3 scenes.
I could see that. I could see it.
Next scene, Hoff and Angie are on a boat coming back from Catalina, drinking champagne. And
Yeah, they're just basically at this party boat.
yeah. Evidently, Angie's taken some seasickness pills, and the combination of that and alcohol just totally annihilates her.
Right. Yeah, like basically, that's not much of a scene. It just establishes that Hoff and Angie are drinking.
Yeah.
And at this party boat. Basically, next scene, they're getting off the boat.
Yeah, because all that happens is she's drinking. She's like, "Whoa!" He goes, "You might want to slow down with the Dramamine." I don't know how that interacts, and she's like, "Yeah, this stuff's getting to my head." Then she's next scene.
They're getting off the boat, and she's
Out of it.
Yeah, she's just hammered.
She can barely walk.
Yeah, she's doing all the drunk girl stumbles, drop my purse. Yeah, all that stuff. Hoff brings her back to his place. Actually, not for nefarious reasons. He's playing it straight on this one.
Well, no, see, Hoff is always trying to get laid, but he's not rapey.
Yeah, he's a man of standards. He does explain consent later.
Right.
He's very ahead of the time on that.
Yeah. He knows what he wants.
Yeah.
And he wants to get it. He wants to get there. He'll be shady about it a little bit, perhaps. But he's not gonna go raping people.
Yeah. Well, it's like not to use the phrase predator, but he's like the predator, right? It's about the thrill of the hunt. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna go quail hunting and just somebody's gonna release a bird. He's gonna shoot it with a shoulder cannon.
Right.
No, he's gonna track it.
Right. And also, it's about seizing the opportunities. It's not about just
Yeah.
Just got the image of just the predator in the little beach shorts doing the run.
Oh, okay. I had the reverse image of the Hoff fighting Schwarzenegger.
I just meant Hoff with a knife. Come and get me, slashing his chest.
Right. Or like breaking a mirror in a bathroom and mixing up with some weird blue stuff and putting in the wound. Yeah.
Ellerby's just covered in mud.
Great.
Anyway, so drunk Angie, she, instead of like the angel and the devil on her shoulder, she just basically has two versions of her sister on her shoulders.
Right. And they're both drunk too.
Because, so these are some questions she asked the Hoff. It starts a little bit sketchy with like, why are you a bachelor?
She starts off flirty.
Yeah.
And ends up. Well, I'll just let Cliff get into that.
So first it's like, why are you a bachelor? What's your problem? And then there's a little bit and she swings it back around with how long have we been working together? And then how come you've never ripped my clothes off?
Yeah.
Wow, that's escalated quickly.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think she repeats it too.
Yeah. Well, and then she asked. Then she asked, "Have you ever wanted to?"
Oh, that was it.
Yeah. And then this is the part where Hoff mansplains consent to her. And then she's like, that's not, she basically calls him a nerd. She's just like, that's not romantic.
Apparently he had to mansplain consent to her.
I know.
Apparently she didn't get it. Or she was too drunk to.
Yeah. So,
There's a time and place for mansplaining is what I'm saying.
So, yeah. He gets her up to bed.
He sleeps on the couch.
Yeah, he sleeps on the couch, the favorite Hoff position, really, whenever somebody's over. He just he gets her up there. She falls down when she's getting undressed, and so he just comes in and picks her up when she's just in her underwear and just like throws her in the bed and tucks her in.
Yeah, and while all that's happening, she keeps on trying to get him into the bed too.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, is this foreplay? And he keeps like trying to turn off the light.
He's like, no, not gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's a bad Angie.
Yeah, no smashing this banana tonight. So
on the plus side, Angie Harmon in underwear. On the bad side, it's weird and
yeah. So next morning, after Hoff goes to bed and on the couch, next morning, Ellerby shows up, and we get an actual update on where Hoff's kid is.
Yeah.
So the doorbell plays a dumb little song, and Ellerby's like, "What's with the doorbell?" And Hoff's like, "Oh yeah, Hobie had that installed before he left to Minnesota with his mom."
Fucking Hobie.
So that's probably.
Was he introduced, or is that?
He's just been referenced.
Yeah,
he
he's
hasn't
only been
been
referenced.
in the show. He's been referenced.
He's referenced twice, I believe.
Yeah.
County this time.
Yeah. And so they chat a little bit, and they hear thumping upstairs.
Because Angie's woken up.
Yeah, and she's freaking out because she thinks something has actually happened.
Yeah, because she doesn't remember she doesn't remember what happened. She's just in her underwear in Hoff's bed.
Yeah.
What is the lady to assume?
Yeah. This is how a lot of ladies woke up in the 90s.
Bill Cosby. What?
Also to note, background thing here that I thought was a little weird. Hoff, top of his refrigerator, cereal, lasagna noodles.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a little weird. I was like, that's
Sometimes he wants lasagna for breakfast.
a good old breakfast lasagna. Layer of eggs, cheddar, bacon, sausage.
More eggs. And then the lamb.
Yep. Gotta have the lamb.
So, she comes downstairs. Hoff has explained that nothing's happened to Ellerby, but Ellerby's still raising a little bit of an eyebrow.
I think she comes downstairs, holding her...
Well, she's holding her clothes from last night and wearing one of Hoff's dress shirts.
Yeah, see, that's the
classic walk of shame look.
Yeah, she's wearing one of Hoff's shirts.
And she has all the shame that Donna didn't have in the last episode.
Precisely. Yeah, she has inherited it off her.
Yeah.
Donna has shunted it off of herself.
Yeah.
And into the future and onto Angie.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's pretty much it for that scene. I don't even remember. They were going to go out to breakfast.
Yeah, they were planning on doing stuff, and it sort of got derailed by Angie's shame and Hoff's sort of prank of pretending.
Yeah.
That they did something.
That's the other thing. Is Hoff is going to let her squirm a bit on this.
Yeah.
He's not going to outright lie to her, but he's also not going to tell her the truth for a while.
Mm-hmm. Because she thinks something happened, and he's like, I'm not going to tell her if she doesn't ask me.
Yeah. So the next scene, I didn't see if he was in the opening credits. So it surprised me that the next scene, Geraldo Rivera.
Oh, the thing about that is in that scene I was like, wait a minute, I know that person. Wait a minute, is that fucking Geraldo? And I went back to the credits, and during the scene where they're playing golf in the hotel room or whatever. And then it said starring Geraldo Rivera.
Like, I didn't even notice that because I was just watching the scene.
I was like, wait a minute, is that? I was like, I know this person. I'm pretty sure that's Geraldo.
No, I immediately was like, that's Geraldo. I was like, Geraldo Rivera, That's him. 100%.
You know it because as soon as his face came on stage or on screen, a chair just flew right at him.
So,
But anyway, Geraldo's in this.
yeah,
That's
he comes home with comes home. He has chicken. He has a bucket of fried chicken and a thing of flowers, bouquet of flowers, which I'm assuming is the Ellaby third date special.
At least. Oh yeah.
He comes home and the gangsters, he's Bobby, the ex-courier's new husband,
Right.
and the gangsters
Possibly only husband. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if she's been married before.
yeah, but he's relatively new.
Yeah, yeah. He hasn't.
They're-
he doesn't know her previous life.
Yeah, they're relatively newlyweds.
So this lady is the courier that they had mentioned before that was out of the game.
Yeah.
And they're there to recruit her, and then he shows up.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who these people are,
Yeah,
and she doesn't really want to be recruited.
yeah.
Upon being dead, right? Wasn't she shot?
No.
Different person.
No, not that. The person from the opening credits. They don't mention her again.
Yeah, she was just a courier.
Yeah.
Bobby is the courier who they mentioned who was out of the game,
Yeah,
and they're there to recruit.
yeah,
Okay.
And Geraldo is her husband.
yeah. And so, they just knock all the stuff down like he's a nerd in the hallway.
And kidnap her.
The original recipe shame him. They're like, you got a husband that still buys original recipe?
Yeah, that's a funny bit. I mean, to be fair, you may be criminals, but you're not real about that.
Yeah, and they take Bobby, and then now it goes to Knights, and Donna, and I'm just gonna call him Griff because I'm tired of calling him Eddie Cibrian because they actually mentioned his name a couple times
Yes, no, Griff is definitely easier.
now. Yeah. So Griff and Donna have a scene together where Donna's basically asking for rent money, and I'm not sure if he rents another place from her or if he's paying on behalf of the agency.
I have no idea about
I'm not sure on this either.
I have no idea. Unless possibly Donna has a lot more property than we realize.
It's possible. She mentions having a sugar daddy situation, but I'm just not sure.
Griff, Biff Tannen's son in Back to the Future.
I mean, that sounds right.
I'm just going to assume they're the same person.
I mean, might as well. It's
Yeah.
funner that way.
No, it's actually Griff Bannon. He's Steve Bannon's son. So yeah, I'm not sure what the rent is for, but Donna wants her rent.
Yeah, somehow he's renting from her. We don't
Yeah.
know that. We still have no idea about that situation exactly.
Yeah.
Somehow he's renting property from her.
Yeah, we're not sure. Anyway,
Maybe he just sleeps in the closet at night. For all I know.
Yeah, I don't know. He just tucks himself under the pool table.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. But he's worried somebody's after him.
Right. Yeah. That's part of what he casually mentioned during this conversation is that he might be dead
Yeah.
before he can pay her back.
Yeah. So he's like, if somebody comes around looking for me, say I went out of town on a business trip or something.
You'll be happy to know he's actually a character in this episode.
Yeah, he actually has like lines and stuff.
Yeah. He's lying.
A little bit of a personality.
More than half a scene.
Yeah. Yeah, they give Donna the Griff treatment in this episode because this is her only scene.
Yes. Yeah. She gets grift for this one.
Yeah.
Grifted.
And she was gonna take his camera for the rent money, and he's like, "That's my soul." He's like, "Okay, relax. I'm just trying to get what I'm owed here."
Yeah. I mean, they've only loosely established this before is that he's just all about cameras.
Yeah, they've established this in the opening credits only, with him just running around with the camera all the time.
I believe in the one other time he showed up, he had a camera.
He had a camera, but he was also going on a stakeout,
Right.
which is the time you should have a camera.
Exactly.
Have a camera. I am a camera.
He's just all about his camera.
Yeah.
That's apparently his character.
And so the next scene, Griff is talking to Ellerby up in the office, and he's like, "Hey, can I get some pepper spray?" And Ellerby's like, "No, Griff, can't give you pepper spray. You need a license for that." I'm like, what the? You don't need a license for pepper spray.
I don't know. California, maybe you need some sort of permit.
Well, if it's, I looked it up. If it's over 2.5 ounces, then it's a problem. But otherwise, it's fine to carry.
Maybe that's all they had.
I only
They only have XL pepper spray.
I only have 32 ounce cans of pepper spray.
I only have this garbage can filled with pepper spray.
LRB buys his pepper spray by the big gulp.
Right.
Yeah.
Chicken bucket. KFC
Yeah.
bucket. Yep.
It has one of those little hand pumps,
Uh-huh.
you know?
Yeah.
Like a little pesticide sprayer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Precisely. See, you got it.
Yeah.
Marty understands.
But it's definitely red and white with little kernels.
But this one's is extra spicy. Cajun style. So then he's like,
So after he can't get pepper spray because he needs a license or a permit or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think his next request is?
He asks for a fucking gun.
Yeah, he's like, how about a gun? And Ellerby's like, what the fuck? He's like, are you in trouble here?
Yeah, at this point, Ellerby is understandably confused and concerned.
Yeah. Because again, it's been established, Ellerby is the most homiest of homies in this. He's there for everyone.
Yeah, basically every episode just further establishes how homey he is.
Yeah. He's like your number one bro. Like,
No. Like, especially in this episode, too.
yeah.
It'd be better if he's like, you got any pepper spray? He's like, you need a permit for that. You got a gun? Oh, yeah, got one of these.
Hoff knows a guy that can get you grenades. Have you talked to him?
Hoff was a SEAL. I remind you.
I know. I'm just saying, though. Like, maybe Griff hasn't been around long enough to learn who to go to for the illegal shit. You don't go to the ex-cop.
Yeah,
you go to the guy who gets a backpack full of grenades.
No, yeah, you're right. Hoff is certainly the most cowboy of the group.
Yeah. So then Hoff pulls up to Geraldo's place in the GMC. So I'm pretty sure Destiny took the Acura at this point.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe Lou Rawls took it. I don't know.
I insist that it's Lou Rawls, but I would prefer it be Destiny. Still my favorite character.
Yep.
Now it has to be. Now that it shifted actually to Ellerby.
Yeah. Geraldo basically explains that he needs help and he can't go to the cops. And that's pretty much all that happens there. Mm-hmm. And now we get to this scene. This is a dense scene. This is a real dense scene. This is where Griff explains his troubles.
Yeah.
This is like 10 minutes of exposition packed into an 80-second clip. It's like I had to I was like, wait, hold on. I gotta type this out here, man. So it's pretty complicated. So first step, Griff needs money. Mm-hmm. Short on cash, so he takes work from this paparazzo he knows, who's supposed to be this big time guy. Mm-hmm. The guy's like he wants some nude pictures of this model. And as he's like, you get in the pictures, you get paid. So then Griff gets the pictures. He got them, dropped them off yesterday, he says. Mm-hmm. They got returned that night with no money. So then he was going to go by today to find out what's going on. Goes today, and there's cops all around the place. Guy's been beat up. He gets scared. He just fucking gets out of there. The newspaper has the picture that he sent to the guy with that guy's byline on it. Mm-hmm. The model has been killed.
In the picture.
Yeah.
It's like a picture of her dead body.
What?
No, it's not her dead body. No, it's not. She's just on the bed.
Oh, she's just on the bed. She's about to be killed.
Yeah, she's seconds away from death in this
Sorry.
situation.
Because
the reason why they might be after him now is that in the reflection of a mirror on a table in the bedroom, you can see a guy. So he's probably taken a picture of the killer and the victim, and now he's scared that they're going to come after him.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
This is 80 seconds. All the shit gets dropped on you.
Yeah, no, it's
They have 2 minutes to show a girl just fucking walking around in a bikini. This gets less than a minute and a half to explain all of this.
I mean, they have the priorities straight.
So, yeah, that's why he's worried about this. Yeah, and this it seems like this little B plot was like an entire plot they just decided to shove in as this B plot.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
And they just took out all of the musical montages. It's like, this, cut it down like this. It's only like 10 minutes. We can squeeze it in an episode here.
I wonder if they did that just to see what would happen if they did.
Yeah. I'm not, yeah.
What if we just take out all the bullshit?
Yeah. Next, we have Bobby and the main gangster guy. Just both doing a terrible job acting in this scene.
Oh, yeah. No. I thought I saw something about that Bobby, whoever she is, but was some important's wife.
Yeah. She's a, oh God, who was it? She was Adrian Paul's wife.
Yeah, that was it.
But
the guy, who was the guy who was the TV Highlander.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Super celebrity there.
She's the Lowlander.
I mean, at the time, relatively.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the Highlander TV show is above our pay grade here on what we watch.
Yeah. We're in no position to
Yeah.
criticize.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got Mantis.
So I did look.
Yeah, but Mantis isn't the Highlander TV
Yeah.
show. We can criticize Mantis.
So I looked to see if she's been in anything at all really that matters. She was in an episode of VIP, which is a show that would be right up our alley.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right.
She was also in an episode of Married with Children one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know who else was in Married with Children one time? Lisa fucking Stone. God damn it. And she can act. So yeah, they're just barely getting through their lines here. Basically, she's saying she doesn't want to be one, and
she doesn't want to do the job.
Yeah.
He needs her to do the job.
Yeah, because it was a special request by this guy.
He won't accept anybody else.
Yeah. So, the tough guy of the group is like, I had Geraldo tailed. We'll go grab him. Make her do this. And then, man, this next scene is questionable police work here. This is where Ellerby and Griff meet up with the detective, because, Ellerby still knows all those guys from the force. Brings him in, explains the situation a little bit. And they ask him, like, you got any leads on this case? And they're like, this detective being a consummate professional goes, oh yeah, we totally think it's this one dude over here. We're just going to tell you. And then Ellerby's like, you mind if I pay him a visit? The guy's like, yeah, fucking go for it. What the fuck police work is this?
Yeah, it's real weird. I don't know. I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
It's just because Ellerby's just so likable. He can't.
Well, he's also used to be a cop, right?
Yeah. He used to be. Well, that's how he knows. But still, it's real. That's overstepping some bounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe it was somebody he knew.
No.
Like the cop he was asking.
The person, definitely somebody he knows.
He knows the cop, but still, like, it doesn't matter if you know the guy. You don't go, yeah, he can just totally swing by the suspect of this murder
and
swing your ex-cop dick around.
Yeah,
that's basically what he does.
Yeah, that is basically what he does. I insist that he's just cashing in his reputation points to get this done.
Yeah, but it's still real shitty police work.
No, it is. It is.
So upstairs in the office, Angie has looked up Bobby in the computer setup, and this computer system just throws out all kinds of information at you. So she's explaining all the languages that she speaks to Geraldo. Geraldo's like,
she speaks like 5
it's
languages or whatever.
All over the place.
A bunch of languages that he has no fucking clue about.
And then they're like, did you know she was a flight attendant? He's like, I know that. And I can't remember what the other job was. He goes, I know that. And then this one made me laugh a little bit, not for the line,
The delivery is good.
but his sad hangdog delivery is beautiful.
Yeah.
Where
He's like, yeah, so he's like flight attendant, something else.
yeah,
And then stripper.
yeah, stripped at this club. He goes, I didn't know
Didn't know
that.
that.
Just like-
It's real good. It's real good, honestly.
yeah,
Props to Geraldo there.
yeah, it's beautiful. And just the sad trombone of a voice
It's the,
there.
it's
Sad trombone.
yeah, it's the perfect combination between sad and comedy.
Yeah. So, and they explain, she has like over 950,000 frequent flyer miles and a bank account that almost matches that. So, Hoff and Angie immediately figure out, she's a mule for she was a mule for somebody.
Right.
They just nail it immediately because remember now they're competent.
Uh-huh.
And so Geraldo's like, I need a drink, and they're like, there's a bar downstairs. Go ahead and take care of that. He goes down there, and then the Golden Gangsters tell him to meet him in the bathroom.
Yeah, one of them shows up behind
yeah.
him and whispers in his ear.
Yeah,
Possibly puts a gun to his back or something.
Yeah, maybe in the men's room.
Yeah.
An offer that Geraldo cannot resist.
With that mustache.
And then when he's going in to the bathroom, I'm not sure how the gangsters timed this out, because there's an intersection. It's a hallway straight into the bathroom, and then there's a little hallway to the right next to the bathroom.
Which looks like to be some sort of exit.
Yeah. As he's walking towards the bathroom, I don't know again how they timed this. If there's a peephole in the bathroom or what, but as he's approaching the bathroom door, one of the guys swings it open and just bops him in the face with it, and the other guy gets behind him.
They just grab him and drag him out, basically.
Take him. So now for the rest of the episode, he's gonna have a little bandage on his nose because he got bopped in the nose by a door.
Knocks his glasses off too.
Yeah.
Which is important because the next thing that happens.
Yeah. Hoff goes downstairs. And finds the broken glasses on the ground.
Almost steps on him too.
Yeah, he walks right past them at first.
Uh-huh.
Goes, do, and then looks in the bathroom no action in there. Turns around, hey, look, glasses. I heard there was gonna be a mustache ride. So
got a little hole, so I was gonna do the glory hole and everything.
yeah. Woo. So this the suspect to the model murder, he has a bar he's an ex-Irish soccer player, owns a bar that runs an illegal English a British only sports book where they bet on rugby and soccer and cricket. Yeah, all that shit. So they're at the bar. Griff and Ellerby are at the bar. Ellerby's explaining the situation. This is how this illegal sports book works, and all the British expats who live in Malibu come here. And then I thought this was a little funny. And then he's like, the good thing about Brits is they don't carry guns. Pretty strong assumption there, Ellerby. Mm-hmm. There's a guy showing a girl how to play darts, and he's got the absolute worst British accent you ever heard. Yeah, it's just pretty terrible.
I don't know. Phil Anthony's is pretty bad.
It's not as bad. It's not as bad as the accents from Blues Boy.
That's true.
I thought it was more of an Irish, wasn't it?
Well, the guy inside was Irish, but the guy who was playing darts was British.
Was he?
It was more of an English accent.
I don't remember at this point.
Yeah. So Ellerby just walks up. There's a guy sitting who's right in front of a door.
Yeah. There's a guy teaching a girl to play darts, and right next to that, there's a dude on a stool in front of a door.
Yeah.
And a dude tries, and when Ellerby and Griff enter and just take a look around, a dude tries to walk to the door. The dude on the stool goes, no, get out of here.
Yeah.
And just shoos him away. So they're like, okay, yeah, that's the door we want to go to.
Yep. So Ellerby just gets up and just beats the shit out of both these guys immediately.
Yeah. He just kicks the stool out from the one guy, and I forget what he does to the other.
He just punches the shit out
of
him.
He just punches him, right? Yeah. And they're done.
Yeah.
They got Ellerby.
Yeah.
And then I believe he kicks open the door too, to the back room.
Yeah, he just fucking just boots it in and just grabs the Irish guy.
Yeah, and in the back room there's like a few desks with some people, presumably taking bets or whatever.
Yeah, illegal sportsbook shit.
And and the boss, the Irish guy who's sitting at the closest desk.
Yeah, LB just like grabs him and is like, "You know who this guy is?" And the guy's like, "I don't know who the fuck this guy is." Like, "You leave this fucker alone."
Yeah, it's really kind of weird because the dude in charge seems to have no idea what was going on and why.
Yeah, and then LRB's like, "And another thing, the next people coming through this door will probably be cops because you're number one suspect for this."
Yeah, also weird.
It is super weird.
But yeah, that's basically what it is. LRB just wrecks these fools.
Yeah.
And threatens. He's like, this guy, he's with me. If you fuck with him, you fucking with me. You don't want to fuck with me. 'Cause I'm LRB, motherfucker.
Yeah, and also enjoy prison. And the guy's like, "What the fuck's going on?" And then just leave. That's the end of that.
Yeah,
Problem solved.
Yeah, by the way, that's the end of that. There's no reprisal for that. They're just like, no, we're not going to fuck with LRB. What are you talking about? We're not crazy.
Yeah. So now,
there was a little bit.
There's a little later.
There was a little bit that we missed, though, is that when they were talking with LRB's cop friend, because Griff was there when they were doing that. So the cop friend knows that Griff took the picture and has information and such.
But Griff doesn't want to be involved.
But Griff doesn't want to be involved. He doesn't want to testify. He doesn't want to add additional photographs that he has. He wants to stay as uninvolved as possible.
Yeah.
And that comes up later. Anyway.
And then now the old gangsters have Geraldo. And they're like, "Okay, you gotta do the job now. Look, we're gonna murder this hack of an
if you don't comply, we'll beat up your Geraldo."
Yeah.
Bobby's like, no, I love my Geraldo.
You know how hard it is to get a new Geraldo? And so
I'm gonna steep to some boy porridge.
now I'm just covered in fat babies.
Anyway.
So
yeah. So she's doing the job.
Yep. Angie is still in the office with Hoff.
It's real awkward.
Yeah, she's getting pretty snippy with him.
Yeah. She's real unhappy about the whole situation.
Yeah.
We sort of glossed over that apparently they have made that there was some sort of promise between them.
Yeah.
That they wouldn't bone.
Yeah.
And she's upset at herself for breaking that promise.
Yeah.
In her head anyway.
Yeah. And probably mad at Hoff for doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Because they have a contractual friend zone situation.
Has this been put up?
No.
Not before this episode.
They established that in the beginning of this episode.
Yeah, when they were drinking. They're going through a list of contacts that, and again, I don't know what computer system this is with her emergency contacts and everything. But they're going through it. Hoff recognizes one, and he's like, "Oh, the marina apartment." And they just go off to there and guessed right, luckily somehow.
Yeah. I don't remember anything about how they got there.
No, they just go, "Oh yeah, I know where that is," and just goes there. He just goes down the list until he recognizes someplace and goes, "That's the quest location," and off he goes.
Yeah, apparently.
It's like, I see a giant exclamation point.
Yeah. So then they pull up to the place in the GMC. They're doing a stakeout thing. Hoff's looking, and then he glances over at Angie. Angie gets mad because she's looking at him. He's looking at her. They start getting ready to like have the actual discussion about what happened. Hoff's like eating the shit up. He's just
He's being real smug about the whole situation.
Yeah.
He's being like, you're like, so just constantly just dancing out of the way of the question. Mm-hmm. And so eventually he gets to the point where, so you want to know, so what really happened, and then of course things happen, to take their attention
Yeah,
away.
then the people come out of the correct quest location apartment building, get in a limo. So they tail the limo in the GMC. So they're getting ready to do this drop. There's a bag. And get to I guess it's a train station or something.
I believe it's a
Bus
train station.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's train.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a train station there. Whatever. So they get to this Malibu train station, and Hoff's like, okay, something's about to go down. Tells Angie to call the cops. In the limo, there's Bobby and Geraldo and the gangsters. Gangsters are like, okay, here's the bag. Go meet the Ge-Mook, set it down, walk away.
Bobby's all like, yeah, I know, I've done this before, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And goes to do it, yeah.
Yeah. Hoff sees her going in, sees Bobby on the move, tells Angie, follow her. He's gonna hang back in the car, keep an eye on the limo. So then Angie goes in to tail her. Now, this is when the gangsters reveal when they're talking to. I don't know why they're having this discussion in front of Geraldo for no reason.
I believe the words that they use are well, there's no harm telling you now.
Yeah.
or something along those
Yeah,
lines.
yeah. But basically, the bag is a bomb.
The whole idea is that when she sets it down in front of the Ge-Mook, it'll go off, killing them both because they don't want to deal with this guy. They want him dead. And if Bobby dies, they don't give a shit either.
Yeah.
And this activates Geraldo rage.
Yeah. And then Geraldo just beats the shit out of these guys.
Yeah, he just beats up both of them and just stumbles out of the limousine and starts running into the train station.
What? Yeah. The cops pull up right when he's like coming out. Hoff runs up, gets a cheap shot in on somebody.
Right, and also runs in.
Yeah, and he's like, "What's?" Yeah, he gets like a brief little bit with.
Yeah. Geraldo gets out that it's a bomb.
Yeah.
And that Bobby has a bomb. And blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So they both run into the train station.
Yeah. It looks like Angie loses Bobby in the train station. She's terrible at her job again. So now you have Angie looking for Bobby. Geraldo's looking for Bobby. Hoff is looking for Angie. Hoff and Geraldo bump into each other again, and then split up in opposite directions. Geraldo's running around like a crazy man. So security guard's like, okay.
Understandably, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the security guard sees him, and then the radio's up. Oh, this guy, there's a crazy guy.
there's a loon.
Yeah.
Running around the train station.
And Hoff, frantically kind of looking around too, sees Bobby getting ready, sees Angie, and Angie sees Bobby getting ready to make the drop. Hoff does the slow motion run.
Bobby and the Ge-Mook have a little exchange.
Yeah.
They talk, and yeah, she's way out of his league. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah, this guy looks like Harvey Weinstein, but older. He's a real piece of shit.
Yeah, no, he's a slimy looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
Geraldo is a big step up from this guy.
Yeah. Like, that's even accounting for the original recipe bullshit here.
Yeah. Original recipe, totally worth it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, Hoff does the slow motion run, and then the diving, grab the briefcase before it gets set down. Angie's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, because she has no fucking idea.
Yeah. And then Hoff's like, it's a bomb. Oh, when he dives,
Ge-Mook runs out.
yeah, he's like, what the fuck is this?
And I think Bobby does too.
Yeah, she just fucking hauls ass.
Because she has no idea what's going on
Yeah.
either. This weirdo just dove and grabbed the suitcase from her.
Yeah, she just hauls ass like Peter from the Cosby Show. She just turns around and runs, doesn't care. And then he's like, what the fuck is this? And he chases after her. Andy's like, what the fuck is this? Hoff's like, it's a bomb. And she yells, it's a bomb. Then everybody fucking runs.
Yeah, in the middle of a crowded train station.
Yeah.
That's why everybody scatters. And Hoff's just sitting there like in a dead crab position or whatever, just like holding his bomb above him. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. So
The bomb has a weird trigger, apparently.
yeah,
too.
I guess
Yeah, it can only trigger itself if it falls onto a bus floor. It does no problem with, because Hoffa, I'm guessing, is holding it from underneath.
he's holding it kind of from the side. He touches the bottom a little bit, but he's mostly holding it from the side.
Yeah, it's something about setting it down. I'm not quite sure
Yeah,
what the
it can be
aspect of.
violently jostled by a lifeguard diving from 5 feet away and grabbing it. But
Yeah, maybe the bomb has has a trigger that goes on sea level.
maybe it has to be both level and
And plumb.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
What I figured is probably that it has to be set down because they're very specific that she has to set it down not like because it's like a briefcase.
yeah,
They set it down not on the normal bottom part of the briefcase, but rather like the side. That's what they always said. They wanted her to set it down like thusly.
Oh,
And
maybe it's the rolling motion
Something along
of
that.
it triggers and then.
Something about it being horizontal.
I don't know. But Hoff totally grabbed it and had it horizontal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so they don't really wrap up how they dispose of the bomb after that.
Yeah, by the way, that's the last to see Hoff for a bit because then later he just doesn't have the bomb.
Yeah. So Geraldo is being questioned by security because they're like, "Okay, what's your fucking deal?" And then
and he's in no state to
Yeah.
be coherent about this.
yeah, and then the Ge-Mook
Catches up to Bobby.
yeah, and starts slapping her around a little bit.
Again, Geraldo, right?
Yeah.
He just throws the security off of him and starts beating the shit out of this
Yeah,
guy.
he just tackles him, and he just mumbling. He just keeps repeating, "Kill you, kill you,
Yeah.
kill you,
Yeah,
kill
it's-
you," with every punch.
Yeah. It's actually kind of great.
Strangely enough, Geraldo's second best guy in the series after Destiny. And then
So
they
it should be part of a poster for the Me Too movement. Just Geraldo beating the shit out of this guy that looks like Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Sure.
So then and then
I think that's weird messaging just in general, but it's just at no context.
no, but
just that.
you have to have Hoff underneath making coffee, explaining consent. That's the difference right there.
There you go. See that makes a poster. That's a poster right there. They're weird.
By the way, Bobby is super turned on by murderous rage Geraldo.
Oh, yeah.
She's 100% on board for this.
That gets her engine going.
Yeah. Then back at Nights, Griff has done some looking through his other photos. Found it.
He's done the analog version of computer enhance basically, and has in his darkroom. That's what it is for photography.
Yeah.
In his darkroom, he's he's made the image in the mirror much clearer than before.
Yeah. And so he chose Ellerby, and then they have the detective swing by, gives him the new pictures. The detective's like, "Oh, cool, evidence. We needed it."
Yeah.
We were cool just telling you who the guy was with no evidence at all.
Yeah, it's really kind of weird. It was like they knew who it was, but they had nothing to go on until he gave them these extra photos.
Yeah.
So
And then now Griff is ready to testify because he's like, Ellerby did a solid for me. I can do the right thing here because I got Ellerby watching my back.
right,
Yeah.
he's found his courage.
Yeah.
In a bucket of KFC chicken.
Well, yeah, he's working with Ellery.
Yeah. And so now, next scene, Hoff and Angie are outside, kind of on the patio of the office above Nights. Yeah. There's a table up there right by the stairs. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. So they're at the table. Hoff finally explains that nothing happened because they had a deal. And that's serious business to him. And then Angie, this is another weird dialogue scene.
Yeah, this leads to more weird.
It's pussyfoot. It's pussyfoot.
Yeah, it's pussyfoot. That is the absolute
because
best term.
Angie goes, well, would you like to change the deal? And Hoff's like, no. But I'm kind of mad that I ever made the deal in the first place. And you should never make me make a deal like that again. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. It's real weird. It's real weird. Just bang already.
Yeah. So, and then credits.
Yeah.
So, this one's a weird episode a little bit.
Uh-huh.
There's some scenes that they just cram so much shit into.
Yeah, it's weird in terms of how to rank it. Like there's cool stuff. Like Geraldo Rage is great.
Yeah.
LOB just kicking ass is great.
But it sounds like a lot of it is just a bunch of geriatric.
The Golden Gangsters are a bit of an issue. They cannot act. They are not threatening.
Yeah, that is the big issue. Is that they're just not threatening. Like you could have just the boss guy be that. Because he's just the boss guy. He tells people what to do. He tells his toughs what to do. But all of his toughs are around the same age.
Well, there's the tough, and then there's the Weasley guy. The tough looks kind of like Brian Dennehy, but not like prime Brian Dennehy, like now Brian Dennehy. Like, like past the expiration date Brian Dennehy. And the other guy is like a smaller, more Weasley, curly-haired, Steve Buscemi. He's like got a real like ratty looking like scuzzball face. Kind of like if you crossed him and Mo Sizlak, you get this guy. And so those like nobody's threatening here, and it's like the guy can be just a guy if he has like threatening underlings.
Unfortunately, the casting call was in a retirement home.
They 100% all three look like they would be guys on Golden Girls. Like, it'd be like, oh no, Blanche slept with a mobster. Like, what are we gonna do? You know, and then, yeah. They're dressed like old people too. It's the whole thing.
Yeah. And again, Bobby's not good.
Yeah, she's terrible at acting. I mean, when Geraldo beats up these three gangsters in a limo, you believe it. Because they're just three old guys in a limo. He's got all the mustache and rage he can fit in one man.
Yeah. And he's good at acting genuinely angry. Because he acts super fucking pissed off.
He's bad in most of the other scenes.
He's good at being fake angry. He could be actually angry at least.
He's also pretty.
For all I know,
he's also pretty good at his sad hangdog. I didn't know that. That was a highlight.
That was perfectly delivered. I have to say again, it was the exact cross section between comedy and tragedy.
Yeah, but they just some of those scenes they just like blew through stuff so quickly.
Yeah,
like when they pull up to the train station thing, it's like. Call the cops. Okay, she's going in. Angie, go in. Okay, now Geraldo knows the bomb. There's a fight. Now the cops pull up. Now Hoff's running in there. It's like there's no time for breathing on any of it. It's just bang, 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 bang. Mm-hmm. And same thing with the exposition dump with Griff explaining his trouble.
Yeah, the whole thing really, the big thing really is basically the Griff subplot. Because again, this is his only characterization so far.
Yeah.
So it's just him being braver than he was at the beginning of the story.
Yeah.
Well, like and being like less selfish, doing
right.
Yeah, he's gonna do the right thing instead of just trying to be scared and. But it's like the B plot eats and the C plot the whole. Hoff and Angie thing eats a lot of time in this episode.
It does.
It eats a lot of time. They're just hanging out, drinking champagne. Meanwhile, they're shoving 5 minutes of dialogue into a 2-minute scene later on. Just trying to get through everything they got to explain. The pacing is all over the place on this episode. Mm-hmm. They really, like, I was like, Jesus Christ. When they're talking about the whole breakfast thing, it's like, it gets like 15 minutes into the episode. And they're still at Hoff's place, like fucking talking about going to breakfast. And you're like, we haven't even got to the case. We saw somebody get murdered, and there's some old guys.
Yeah, and the weird part too. The weird part too for me is that it seems like Griff's subplot should have been related to the main plot.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you have just people. You just have gangs killing people in both situations.
Yeah.
But women also.
Yeah, attractive women end up dead.
Because apparently all the couriers that the Golden Gang has, they only do attractive women.
Yeah. Also,
I'm not sure why. It's probably a marketing type thing, you know.
Yeah. Ellerby has no idea all this is going on, by the way.
Yeah. He's
not
has
involved,
nothing to do with that.
not involved in the case at all.
So, other than the bomb, did they ever mention what they were couriers of?
Not really.
Not really. No.
No.
Presumably just anything, drugs, whatever.
Exotic dildos. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. They do crime things. That's all we know.
Bad stuff.
Well, I mean, if it was in Texas, I mean, I can see that. 'Cause
Yeah. That's all they are is couriers to some
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing probably mostly drugs, so they use the term mule, but at the same time, they don't.
They do use the term mule, which makes me think drugs, obviously. But they also use the term courier.
Yeah. Which could be any number of things.
Which could be anything. Which probably was probably more accurate.
Yeah.
It's probably more accurate that they just delivered whatever needed to be delivered.
They're explicit that they have to travel a lot for it. They have to go overseas. When they're explaining that this is a local job, it's just a milk run. That's part of the thing to get her to agree to it. It's like, you don't have to go.
Yeah, you don't have to go anywhere. It's easy. You know this person.
Yeah.
Just give them this briefcase
nothing
and
has
go.
to be inserted into you.
Yeah. But yeah, it's if they would have incorporated the B plot, or if they would have cut down on the C plot a little, because they just let Hoff just have the shit-eating grin about this whole situation. He gets to wallow in it for like a third of the runtime of this fucking episode.
I mean, that was I mean,
It's fine, but at the same time, they're just hammering through other parts, trying to get through it.
Yeah, I see what you mean. They
They
linger
probably-
too long on that, and they rush through everything. Yeah.
From what it sounds like, is they should have probably removed one of those two plots and moved them to a different episode.
Well, see, that's what I was saying. If they had folded Griff's plot into the other plot, because again, you could have had that model was a courier too,
Yeah.
and these other gangsters work for the other guy.
Yeah, and then you don't have to have the whole cop situation. You don't have to have those two scenes. He can just have evidence for them to figure out this other shit.
Yeah.
And instead, that's not what happens. Instead, they have three...
Take a picture of this lady in the bikini, and then just add a scene where he's taking a picture of her showering or whatever.
No. You don't even really have to do that. Is that just add that the model lady who died that they took naked pictures of was also a courier, and that's why she was killed. She wasn't just killed. I'm not even sure why she was killed.
There's no
real motive.
No, there's no. That's
yeah.
not,
That's also part of it too.
yeah, because that's also that stuff doesn't matter. It's just Griff's little journey, and she's just a prop in it.
Yeah.
And there's not much of an actual plot to
If
that
you have
part.
she was secretly a courier in addition to being a model, which would make sense too. Models travel, courier. They apparently travel a lot.
It would be a good cover.
It'd be an excellent cover and an excellent side job. So yeah, you could easily work that into that in that way, and then you don't have to, and then you could still have the whole bit where Griff starts out cowardly and selfish and ends up braver and less selfish.
Yeah,
where he's willing to testify.
You could cut down on the cop stuff entirely. You could have Geraldo maybe barely I think I've seen that guy before, or something, and then have just cut out a lot of the Geraldo.
This also solves the issue of the Golden Gang being not that threatening because it's just a couple of old guys and a weasel man. And so then, because the British gangsters are a lot younger.
Now I'm just picturing from the new Suicide Squad movie. I'm just picturing the weasel from that.
Yeah. So yeah, it solves that problem too, and it also solves the problem of how just kind of there's no reprisal or whatever from Ellaby just running in and threatening them.
Yeah.
Even though they're gangsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then the reprisal could be part of the A plot, or the fact that there is no reprisal could be also be part of the A plot as well.
Or if it was just a situation where they were both going in different directions and ending up at the same endpoint.
Right. Also.
Because then, yeah, they're not and then that could be a thing, like, you gotta keep me in on your case like this. And they're like, well, Ellerby, you're going off script here. You're just fucking breaking into bars and beating people up. What's going on here?
Yeah.
But
yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. Like there's great parts in it. Geraldo Rage, Ellerby just kicking people's ass.
Yeah. The violence is pretty good.
The violence overall is pretty good. What is it? And the Andy Hoff subplot is good for the most part. It just they devote too much time to it.
Yeah. Like, it could just like a couple extra minutes could really help the episode. And they spent it, like, doing 2 minutes of bikini shots and another minute of Angie Harmon in her underwear. And they're like, so I'm just picturing Hoff in the editing room. Like, no, we can't cut that stuff out. That's the important stuff.
I mean, you know that is the important stuff, right?
Yeah, they're like, this is a Baywatch title.
Yeah, that is the important stuff.
Yeah.
This is the plot.
Yeah.
But you could cut it. You could cut out
Large tracts of land.
You could cut out a lot of the bit about him being in debt.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need that part really at all.
And the rent and
Yeah.
all that jazz.
Because if he's just like also has a gig being a photographer, that's fine. He can be Peter Parker.
Right, and see, and you could cut out the bit about him needing rent, and you can even still include the Donna scene there too, where she just sort of walks up to the table, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you owe me rent." Blah blah blah. blah. You could still have her scene in there, and also cut out a lot of that bullshit.
Yeah, but at the same time, they could have just cut that entire scene and it wouldn't have made a difference.
Also true.
Because he goes to her and goes, "If I'm in trouble, lie for me." Then he immediately goes upstairs to Ellerby and goes, "I might be in trouble. Can I have illegal weaponry?"
Yeah. Like all of that really could be cut away.
Yeah.
All right.
And then he also explains that he's short on money. I guess they say why he's short on money, but you don't really. It doesn't.
He can do that in like one sentence.
Yeah.
He doesn't have. You don't need the whole scene.
Yeah, he already says, and he still says it. He's like, I was short on money.
Exactly.
So that's all you need. You don't need to know why. You don't know what this asshole does.
Nobody does, because
Yeah.
this is like the first time he's had dialogue.
He just keeps on buying more expensive cameras.
Yeah.
Each one more extravagant than the last.
Yeah. He's like, this one's made out of bison horn.
This one's made out of moose tongue. So, rating.
This one...
I think the last one was
Last one was
5.7 something.
I think it was higher than that actually.
That one was... It was 4.63 plus or minus 0.24.
Yeah. They're definitely lower.
You think it's lower?
Because that was Thin Blood.
Yeah. Thin Blood, there's nothing in it as good as Geraldo.
Yeah,
in
you're
that
right.
episode.
You're right. No, you're right. Now I'm thinking about it. You're right.
So what do we have?
And
in
Angie Harmon hardly gets naked in that one either.
Yeah.
What do you have in like the 5.3 range?
We have nothing in 5.3. Episode 1 is flat 5, and episode 11 was 5.55 repeating.
Which one's episode 11? Let me see.
Episode 11 was Takeover, the business.
Yeah, the one that introduces Donna.
Yes.
What's the next step up from that?
The next step up from that was it was a 6 rating for the phone sex episode.
Was it better than the phone sex episode?
I mean, the phone sex episode was very funny.
think its stiffest competition is up against episode 11.
I agree.
It floats somewhere around there, I think. Just not sure.
Let's see, episode. I want to rate it higher than episode 11.
Yeah.
But then part of that is just grudge from Destiny being around.
Yeah, I mean that's when she quits being around.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say higher than that.
Yeah, I'm cool with being higher than that.
5.64.
So what do we got? 5.55.
Repeating.
Repeating, of course. And 6.
Yeah.
6 flat. 5.82.
That seems fair to me.
As it continues to get dumber and fucking dumber.
We knew that...
Yeah, I know that we knew that we were gonna have to adjust it later.
Well, no, we also knew that we were judging 22 episodes on a 10-number scale, and we decided we couldn't have shared ratings. They have to be relative to each other.
That's also true. That is the rules that we decided on a whim.
So, I mean, really early, we decided that.
That's just season 1. I mean,
we're going to rescale at the end of the season.
Oh, that's true. I mean,
and then
we can't really hold this season in the same scale as the second season.
We're gonna rescale it, and then we're gonna have a few normalized points on there. Say, is it worse than a Blues Boy? It can't be worse than a Blues Boy.
That is basically the.
Is it better than Silent Witness? Well, nothing's gonna be better than Silent Witness. We realize this at this point.
It's real hard to do. They lost their best chance for being better than Silent Witness just by removing Destiny.
The thing is, there's just.
Can you have a better villain than a bicycle wizard?
Is there a better place to fight than an old amusement park?
These are the questions that we seek to answer.
And so, yeah, we're just gonna have this. We're going to pick a few points out and go, okay, we judge it against that. We're not going to have the whole thing on there again and say, okay, something can be equal to 5.55 repeating in season 2. That's fine. There's no other episodes in season 1. Once you add a swamp monster, though.
It changes the whole equation.
Yeah, once Destiny comes back as a completely different character.
For one episode.
For
right?
one episode.
Uh-huh.
Then that's so ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
That's what I don't. Would you come back to the show after you've been written off?
I definitely wouldn't.
Yeah, me neither.
I really wouldn't want to.
Especially since, they're like, oh, I was the psychic character, and now you're doing paranormal research stuff. Why shouldn't I be here?
Mm-hmm.
Especially since they haven't had a rationale as to why she's been removed, right?
No, she's just gone.
They never explained it. She's just not around.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, she moved out to Wyoming or whatever.
She's on a farm. She's got plenty of acres to run around.
Yeah. She's going to be happy now.
For all I know, she married Hobie in
Minnesota.
Right.
This is off with Lou Rawls in the back of an Acura.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that makes the most sense.
That does make the most sense.
I think that's your best ending right there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think we should call that headcanon.
It'll be. Well, I suppose it won't be that weird if Lou Rawls shows up again. He shows up again.
Yeah.
He didn't bring his girlfriend.
So this next episode, in episode 14. So we're getting close to the home stretch here. Mm-hmm. We're almost 2/3 of the way through the season with this one.
Oh.
Yeah. This episode is called Backup. So obviously you should be able to guess immediately what this episode is about with the single vague name, single word vague title it has.
Clearly, it's about
a lady in a bikini just walking backwards.
I was just thinking a trailer truck, but no.
It's going to be a half an hour. Just
Hopefully this is Ellery for this episode. I said that last time, but
Yeah. Okay. So,
I was only partially correct this time.
all right. It starts with a name I don't recognize immediately.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, it says Eddie Kramer has been blamed for a rescue on the beach that resulted in a death. I don't know who Eddie Kramer is. I don't.
Maybe it's from Baywatch.
Presumably a Baywatch.
Maybe. So he asks Mitch to help clear his name. In the meantime, Ellerby and Angie go on a stakeout to catch an alleged thief.
Oh, they stole his chicken.
Or a secret recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the secret
Even worse.
Yeah.
Stealing his chicken's one thing.
being able to replicate his chicken.
Yeah.
That's just
Well,
criminal.
He's got his 12 herbs and spices.
Or because Angie and Ellerby are together, they could have stolen the smashed banana and peanut butter recipe.
Ah. No,
Yeah. And it could be smashing time. Writers and directors, looks like that's a new. The director has directed the phone sex episode.
No.
Oh, we just said how funny that one was.
So, but the writer, new writer on this. This director is also going to direct the next episode and episode 17. So this, we'll have to see if we catch on to his unique angles. Yeah. Wow. Some of these next episodes have real short descriptions, I gotta say.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like, the one after this, the description is 6 words.
Well.
The title of the episode after this one is 4 words long. The description only gives you 2 more words to work with.
That's amazing.
Oh, it's beautiful. So yeah, we're getting in there and then creeping our way towards the monster episodes.
Does that mean our review of that one was only going to be like 10 words?
I don't know if we could make it that short.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like this one, we spent like an hour talking about this episode, and it's like 3 lines of words. So if we divided that out, then we'd have to get it done in like, I don't know, 15 minutes or something. Which, I don't know.
Which, about a bunch of dicking around, you could probably make a haiku and then just do the rating system, and then we're good, right?
And yeah. See, since the mid-season switcheroo, this is going to be the 4th episode, and 3 of them have had single line or single word titles. The only one that didn't was Thin Blood. Which, before that, the only one that had a single word title was the first episode. So far, we've liked the episodes. Well, most of the single word episode titles have been just ranked in the middle of the pack. Mm-hmm. Between 4 and 6 is where all those ones live, pretty much. I'm not having great hope for this one.
No, it doesn't. It sounds kind of mediocre, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it does not have either Destiny or Geraldo, so
it's true. Yeah, it's severely lacking.
Yeah, it's behind the 8 ball on this one.
True.
Yeah, I guess that's next time.
Mm-hmm.
Great.